Taxation 1, okay, for sections D and E. Okay. So, to officially start our discussions, for today, we'll be talking about introduction to taxation lang muna. Okay? Before anything else, I'd like to have a slight GTKY. Okay? So, our topic or our subject is Accounting Taxation 1, which talks about income taxation. By the way, if you have any questions or concerns, uh, you may PM me here, or you may ask me by raising your hand, or you may unmute yourself and ask me. Okay? So, ang topic natin is, excuse me, income taxation. Okay? So, accounting taxation 1 talks about how to properly compute for income taxes. Okay. So, before we start officially talaga, I'd like to introduce myself. Okay. So, some of you are old students while the rest of you are fairly new. So, that's why I'd like to introduce myself. Okay. So, I'm Joseph Tio. I'm a certified public accountant. Okay. So, I graduated from Ateneo de Zamboanga, March 2015, okay, and took my board exams on the same year. So pumasa ako October 2015, okay. So after passing the board exam, I worked for RT Chua CPAs. It's a local accounting office here. Then afterwards, excuse me, for 2 years, nag-work ako sa Riesta Candong and Company as a tax associate. So, my field of expertise and my kung saan talaga ako usually nag-work is under taxation. Okay? So, after working for Riesta Candong for almost 2 years, I resigned. Tapos currently, I'm affiliated nga with Ateneo under the accountancy department or sa SMA. Okay? And currently, I'm the one who usually teaches taxation. Okay, I also have my own firm. Okay, I'm wherein I practice tax and auditing. Okay, so yun ako. And I'm currently taking up my masteral. Okay. So, yun lang. You may call me Sir Yo sa mga nakakakilala na sa akin. Sir Yo ang tawag nila sa akin. Okay. So, next is paano ba yung grading sa class natin? So, alam ko na COVID and all, mahirap ang klase at mahirap ang mag-manage ng ano ngayon, di ba? With the very slow internet connection. So, you don't need to worry about our grades that much, okay? So, ako, hindi naman ako very strict when it comes to grades, okay? Especially right now. So, basta sa akin, ang importante is nakikita ko that you place in the effort within our class and you participate actively, then that's enough for me. So, paano ba yung grading natin? So, we have class standing, 60%, and final examination, 40%. Excuse me. For our class standing, it has tatlong composition niya. Meron tayong quizzes, which is 35%. Music video, 30%. Yung music video, don't worry, i-explain ko to in a while. Okay? And participation. Okay. So, quizzes, we will have around 3 to 4 quizzes for the entire session. So, ano ba to, short or long? Neither. It's a mix. So, it's not very, mga 30-minute quiz lang siya. Pwede na. Okay? So, don't worry. Hindi siya masyadong mahaba talaga. Okay. For the participation, every session, we will have recitation. So, for our class, I already uploaded the videos na gagamitin natin. So, we will be using the videos of Sir Enrico Tabag together with our PowerPoints as our way to learn from this class. Okay. So during classes, anong gagawin natin? We will have our recitation. So it's more of a synthesized na ng mga learnings natin. So I would expect from you that on your part, you watch these videos para matuto and magbasa rin tayo. Kasi it's very difficult on our part also yung usual class interaction natin. Okay, taxation is supposed to be taught within 3 to 4 months, not not 5 to 6 weeks. So yun lang nga. However, don't worry. Di ko naman I won't try to fit everything as much kasi the content of taxation is very large. However, we'll try to fit as much as possible. And yung mga important points lang. And finally, final examination is 40% ng grades nyo. Okay. So, so paano ba tong music video? So I'll go to the music video first para mamaya when we're done, tapos na tayo. So anong mangyayari sa music video? For section E, you'll do it as a class kasi 11 lang naman kayo. For section D, okay, what will happen is that I will group you into 3 groups, okay? So currently, nasa class list ko, there are only 24 of you. However, there must be 27, okay? Kasi yun ang sinabi sa akin ni Sir JC. Meron ba dito, I'll upload, wait lang i-upload ko siya sa Schoology, sa section D. Okay? For section D students, kindly check your Schoology. I-upload ko siya ngayon. Kindly check kung sinong di nakapasok or whose name yung di nandyan. Okay? Para maisali natin. For section E, everyone will form one group because there are only 11 of you within the class. So, di ko na kayo hahatiin pa. Okay? Wait lang okay? Na-download ko na. Okay? So, I'll be calling out names for the groupings. Tell me kung sino ang di kasali. Okay? Okay. For section D, group 1, the following members are Abduraouk, Bolanon, De La Cruz, Lambanicio, Ray, Salinas, Talipan, and Uchigoshi. Okay. For section, for group 2, it's Awali, Camacho, Pabillar, Osario, Reyes, Yenes, Tampi, Villa. And for group 3, it's by Diango, Kasintahan, Ibrahim, Palado, Saligan, Sichon, Tamsi, and Wong. Sino ang walang pangalan? Whose name did that, yung di ko natawagan? From section D. Section D, hello?
Sa akin, sir.
Pangalan?
De La Rosa po.
De La Rosa.
De La Rosa po, sir. Saina Pearl.
Saina Pearl.
Opo.
Okay. Saina, you'll be under group 1. Okay. Sino pa?
Okay po, sir.
Joy Alfaro. Alfaro, Joy.
Yes, sir.
You'll be group 2. And last one, sino pa di ko natawagan? Meron ba akong di natawagan? There's supposed to be 27. Meron ba? Yung mga classmates nyo, do you know someone who I did not call? Check nyo, baka mamaya yung palangalan nyo, di ko natawag. Basta yung third person na di ko natawag will be under group 3. Okay? So, you know your groupings na. Later on, after our class, you need to talk it out between your group mates and decide on a song. Okay, so anong gagawin ba sa music video? So, what will happen in the music video is that as a group, you need to create a music video that is Christmas theme. So, Christmas song ang pipiliin nyo. Tapos yung lyrics must be centered on taxation. Okay? Klaro ba section D and section E? So, taxation theme. Okay. So, to give you an example, ipupunta kayo sa YouTube, may 2 years ago, may gumawa ng tax video. Okay. Yung tax video is yung Dua Lipa. Okay. So, I'll be sharing the link with you guys para pwede nyong panoorin. Okay. So, i-share ko para makita nyo kung yung sample ng video. However, when you do the video, ang advice ko is not to meet up personally, to avoid any contacts, okay? So, I really discourage you guys from meeting physically. So, you do the video through Zoom na lang, okay? And you assign somebody to sing or to record it, tapos i-edit nyo na lang. I think some of you are very good with video editing. So, you can make do with that. Okay? For section D, magkasabay na kayo lahat There are 11 of you. So, you need to decide on a song. No group should have the same song. Okay? So, yung ibang mga section B, C, are already finished. Okay. For letter A, i-announce ko pa lang sa kanila. Okay? So, you're the last class to decide. Okay. For your songs. Okay? So later after our class, you need to decide on what song. And PM nyo ako sa group chat natin. Okay? On what song. So no group should have the same song for their for their music video. Also, we'll be uploading the ano to? I-upload nyo sa YouTube at uh, padamihan ng likes. However, I'll also post the matrix kung paano i-grade to. Okay, so don't worry. During the week, I'll post the matrix. And by the way, I will not be meeting with you next week. Use that time to plan and do the video. Okay? Okay ba guys? Ha? I will not meet with you next week. Again, use that time to plan and prepare and create your videos. Okay? Both for section D and E. Okay. So, after our classes or after the new year, doon na tayo mag-meet again. Okay? Okay. So, are there any more questions and or concerns? Okay. I think wala naman. Masaya naman si Anthony dyan, no?
Sir, kailan
Yes?
po ang submission ng video?
Ha?
Kailan po ang submission ng video po, sir?
I'll be posting the no. Isesend ko rin yung kailan nyo isasubmit. So don't worry, I'll give you enough time to do it and prepare.
Thank you po, sir.
Sige ha. Sorry pala if I'm coughing kasi hinihika ako for the past few days. Humina yung resistensya ko. Okay. So to continue, ano yung topics natin? So we have the following topics. Kindly take note na lang ha. For week 1, we have introduction which we will be discussing this week. Today. Week 2, meron tayong free time. So we will not be meeting next week. Week 3, meron tayong taxation on individuals. Week 4, meron tayong tax on individuals, allowable deduction. Week 5, final income tax. Week 6, taxation on corporations. And week 7, final examination. Okay, so this is our entire scope. So we have around 4 weeks to discuss everything in taxation. Okay, so I hope na mako-cover natin lahat. Are there any questions or clarifications on your side?
None so far, sir.
Okay. So, if may mga concerns kayo, pwede nyo akong i-PM sa Facebook. Okay? From Mondays to Fridays. Guys, please avoid PMing me during Saturdays and Sundays, ha? Please, I want it to be our rest days. Okay? Ayoko yung nag-iisip tayo during the weekends ng mga problema. Okay? So, kindly avoid PMing during the weekends. Okay? So you can PM me anytime from Monday to Friday. Gising yan ako. Okay? And I usually reply very fast. Okay? So don't worry. Kapag may mga concerns kayo, I'm very understanding. Okay? So wag kayo matakot. Di ako very strict. Okay? Di ako si ma'am. Di ako si ma'am. Ano? Basta si ma'am. Okay? Mabait. Typically, I'm very nice. Okay? As long as you participate and do well, okay lang. Okay? Very chill lang ako. Okay? So, that's it for our basic introduction. So let's go get to it na. Excuse me. Let's start our introduction to income taxation. So yung discussion natin is a bit long. So kindly bear with me ha guys. I know na it's going to dinner time na. So if you want, if gutom na kayo, you can take your dinner while having our class. Okay? Just make sure na nakamute kayo kapag kumakain kayo. Okay? Or you turn off your video when we're having our class. Okay? So that di ko kayo makita na kumakain. Okay? So let's start introduction to taxation. So, introduction to taxation. Okay, first question, what is taxation? Okay, bakit ba kailangan pag-aralan natin yung taxation? Why do we need to take note, or as si Facebook, why is taxation important on our part? Okay, so basically, taxation is studied as a CPA because the nation, okay, or as a nation, Okay, taxes are used to fund projects. And as CPAs, it is our job to ensure that proper taxes are paid. Okay, so tayo usually may trabaho to ensure na tama ang buwis na binabayaran ng mga taxpayers. Okay, without taxes, okay, the government cannot do anything or cannot enact its projects. Okay, example ngayon, di ba, COVID. Without taxes, the government cannot properly act or cannot properly manage or cannot do its work with regards to responding to COVID, di ba? So that's why it's very important for us as a nation that we must pay our taxes on time or pay our taxes properly. Okay, so that's why it's very important. Okay. So, ngayon, saan ba nanggagaling yung taxes natin? Okay, so our tax code or our current tax system in the Philippines is governed by the National Internal Revenue Code of 1997, also known as the NIRC. So itong NIRC was passed through RA 8424 and is currently amended by RA 10963. So itong si RA 10963 is what we call the TRAIN Act. TRAIN means Tax Reform for Inclusion and Acceleration. So currently, itong TRAIN Act is just part 1 of the Tax Reform Act of President Duterte. Okay? So may part 2 pa siyang gustong gawin. Okay. So TRAIN 1 or TRAIN Act is the first part. Okay. So that is the tax code that the Philippines currently has. Okay? So 1997 pa, however, ina-amend lang or kino-correct lang. Okay. So next question is, who is the taxing authority? Sino bang in charge with regards to taxes within the Philippines? So in the Philippines, the taxing authority is also known as the Bureau of Internal Revenue. So I think you're somewhat familiar with this, di ba? Especially yung mga parents na nagtatrabaho sa BIR. Okay? So they are the ones responsible for the collection and assessment of national taxes within the Philippines. So ang Tagalog ng BIR, does anyone know what is BIR in Tagalog? May nakakaalam ba?
Kawanihan ng Rentas Internas.
Oh, very good. It's also known as Kawanihan ng Rentas Internas. Okay, so that's another name for the BIR. Okay, pero most commonly known siya as BIR or Bureau of Internal Revenue. And the commissioner of the bureau is currently Cesar Dulay or Commissioner Cesar Dulay. So siya ang one or he is the one responsible for ensuring that taxes are properly and promptly collected within the Philippines. Okay. Next is when we're discussing introduction, it's mostly theories. Okay. Next is, ngayon, what is taxation? Okay, di ba? Since alam na natin yung concept ng what governs or sinong governing body and what is the current tax code, okay? Ang next question is, what is taxation? So according to the National Internal Revenue Code, taxation can be defined into 3 terms. Number 1, taxation is a state power. So what do we mean by state power? Taxation is an inherent power. When we mean inherent, ibig sabihin, it is innate within governments or within the state. Ibig sabihin, regardless kung kano kalaki or anong nasa constitution, it will always and ever will be present within the state or within the government itself. Okay? No matter what form of government, this is present. Okay? So, taxation is an inherent power of the state to enforce proportional contribution. So, that's the second point. Okay? Taxation is enforced. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng tao na nasa state na yon are required to pay. Okay? In the Philippines, we are proportional. Okay, we enforce a proportional contribution with regards to taxes. Ibig sabihin proportional, depende siya sa kakayahan mong magbayad. The more you earn, the higher you need to pay. So that is what we mean by proportional contribution. Okay? And lastly is that ang taxes natin dapat ginagamit natin for public purpose. Okay. Guys, if nawawalan kayo ng internet, that's okay. I understand. No need to PM me. Okay? If nawawalan kayo or you need to remove your video or nagpapapap kayo, it's okay. I understand. It's normal. Kahit ako nga sometimes mawawala rin ako sometimes, but don't worry, I'll always come back. Okay. Next, what is taxation? Taxation can be defined as a process. So, taxation, although powerful, involves a process. Ibig sabihin, hindi tayo basta-basta pwedeng gumawa ng mga tax laws, but rather, it involves a legislative process. So, the good thing about taxation is that it is ninilevy pa siya, or it needs to pass through people, or it needs to pass through a legislative body. Okay? So, di tayo di tayo basta-bastang magta-tax, or di tayo basta-basta gagawa ng tax laws, but rather, it needs to pass through a process, which is good, because tax laws which are passed in a rush, or which do not pass through a process, typically end up abusive. Okay? So that's one good thing about taxation, is that it is a process. Okay? It must pass through checks and balances to ensure that everyone will be treated fairly by tax laws. Okay. And lastly is that taxation is a mode of government cost distribution. So taxation is a mode wherein the government can distribute the cost of its projects to its people. Diba? Since the government has several projects, saan niya nakukuha yung pera na yun para pambayad? And through taxation. Okay? It is a way wherein people are forced to contribute to cover up the government's costs. So these are the three definitions of taxation according to the National Internal Revenue Code. Okay. Next. If you have any questions, just PM or you can raise your hand. So next is, why is there a need for taxation? Bakit pa natin kailangan ng taxation? Can a state live without any taxes? Or can a state just survive on its own? Okay? Kaya niya bang mabuhay without any taxes? Diba? Diba sa Saudi, walang masyadong taxes? Diba? Actually, that is not true na. Okay? Saudi and most Middle East countries right now are implementing taxes. Why? Because taxes are very important. No country in the world, no matter how rich, cannot survive without taxes. Why? Because it is through taxes na kung saan lahat ng mga serbisyo ng gobyerno ay mafa-fund. So, why is taxation important? It is because of the theory of taxation. So, ano itong theory of taxation? So, it tells us that all governments provide a vast array of services to its people, which includes healthcare, public works, public order, safety, education, defense, and social protection. So, a system of government is indispensable to every society, without which society would typically fall into anarchy and chaos. So, as a way for the government to maintain its form and system and continue providing the said benefits, the government needs funding. So the government's necessity for funding is the theory of taxation. So bakit kailangan ng taxation? Because it is the government's need. There is a necessity. Kailangan ng gobyerno. Okay. So this theory of taxation is also known as the necessity theory. Okay. So bakit kailangan ng taxation? The answer is the theory of taxation, or because of the government's need for funding. Kailangan kasi ng gobyerno ng pera, kaya kailangan nating mag-tax. Okay. Next is basis of taxation. So ngayon, alam na natin bakit kailangan ng taxation. Ngayon, saan ba natin i-base? Where is taxation based on? So, taxation is based on the mutuality of the government's on the government and of the people's usual need for each other. Okay, so the government provides benefit to the people in the form of public services, and the people provides the funds that finance a government. So actually, yung basis doon ng taxation is the mutuality of each other, or the mutual benefit of each other. So this is what we call the mutuality of taxation. Okay? The mutual support between the government and its people. So one cannot survive without the other. Okay. So the government, it's a circle. The government provides benefits and the people provides the funding. One cannot survive without the other. So ito yung basis ng taxation. Taxation, or the government provides benefit. However, yung benefit na yun, kailangan manggagaling sa pera ng tao or sa kaban ng bayan. Okay. Sir, how can you say na may benefit akong natatanggap? Okay, wala naman akong natatanggap na pera or wala naman akong natatanggap na ayuda sa government. So actually, this theory presupposes that benefit did not be conclusively presumed or actually received. So actually, kahit wala kang natatanggap, it is conclusively presumed na may benefit ka natatanggap from the government in one way or another. Directly or indirectly, you have benefited from the government. Okay? So, regardless kung even if you feel that the government does not affect your life, you still need to pay taxes because you need the government in order for you to survive. And likewise, the government needs your funds in order for it to affect and to function better. So, yun ang basis ng taxation. Next is, paano natin ina-allocate ngayon? How do we allocate kung magkano yung itataksan ko sa isang tao or magkano yung tax ko sa isang tao? So, the allocation theory here is we have two. Number one is benefit received theory and number two is the ability to pay theory. So the benefit received theory presupposes that the more benefits one receives from the government, the more one needs to pay. So mas marami din benepisya na natatanggap mo sa gobyerno, the more things you can do in life, typically, the more benefits you have. And the more benefits you have, the more taxes you need to pay. So mas marami kang pwedeng gawin. You can travel, you can go to other countries. These are benefits granted by the government. And the more you can do this, the more taxes you need to pay. That's the benefit received theory. The second theory is the ability to pay. This theory presupposes that taxation should also consider the taxpayer's ability to pay. So, chine-check natin, kaya mo ba magbayad? May pera ka ba? So, taxpayer should contribute or should be required to contribute based on their relative capacity to pay. Millionaires pay what millionaires are supposed to pay, while middle class are supposed to pay what middle class personnel are supposed to pay. Okay? So yun ang difference ng dalawa. Okay? So these are the two theories on cost allocation. Next is the lifeblood theory or the lifeblood doctrine. Okay? So this doctrine tells us that taxes are essential and indispensable to the continued subsistence of the government. Without taxes, the government would likely be paralyzed for lack of motive and funds to activate and operate properly. Katulad ng isang tao na nangangailangan ng dugo, di ba? What happens if a person lacks blood? Nagiging anemic, nagiging matamlay, di ba? The person cannot move or act properly and sometimes nagkakasakit pa. If a person just like a person that lacks blood, if the government lacks taxes, which is known as its lifeblood, okay, the government cannot act and move properly. Okay, that's why taxes, which are known as the lifeblood of the government, are needed, and their prompt and certain availability are an imperious need for the government. So that's why it is very important for the government to have a continuous flow on collection of taxes. Okay. So itong lifeblood doctrine will have certain implications. Okay. Since sinasabi natin, since taxes ang dugo ng gobyerno or ang dugo ng isang gobyerno, it will have certain implications. So actually, there are 5 implications. So we have the following. Number 1, taxes are imposed in the absence of a constitutional grant. Since taxes are said to be the lifeblood, so regardless kung nasa constitution siya or wala, taxes are inherently present within the state. Okay. So kahit wala siya sa Philippine Constitution, taxes can still be made or taxes can still be charged against the people. Okay, number 2, claims for tax exemption are construed against the taxpayer. So, tax exemption, ano to? These are reductions or deductions against the taxes that the government could claim. So, therefore, any claims for tax exemption should be construed or ibig sabihin, the taxpayer should be the one who must prove that he or she is actually exempted from paying taxes. So yun yung minimin lang ng number 2. Number 3, the government reserves the right to choose the objects of taxation. Since taxes are the lifeblood of the government, actually the government can tax anything and everything under the sun. Okay? Kapag gusto niya, pwede niyang taksan yung the very air you breathe. Okay? So that is the reasoning behind taxes. Since taxes are very important, the government can tax you in any way, shape, or form. Okay. Next, the courts are not allowed to interfere with the collection of taxes. They are only allowed to adjudicate and decide on the validity of tax laws or tax cases. Okay? So, bawal sila mangialam sa pangongolekta ng mga buwis. And lastly is for income taxes. We will not be discussing this right now kasi maguguluhan na kayo, but rather just take note of this. we will discuss this when we go into income taxation for individuals or taxation on individuals. Okay. So we have the following implications on income taxation. So income tax received in advance is taxable upon receipt. Deduction for capital expenditures and prepayments is not allowed. Lower deduction is preferred for a claimable expense, and a higher tax base is preferred when tax objects has multiple tax bases. So again, for now, don't mind this one ha, kasi if we, kahit i-discuss ko, di nyo pa maintindihan. Okay? So let's just take note of this one, and let's come back to it when we discuss income taxation on individuals. Kasi doon natin to mas maiintindihan. Okay? Before I move on, are there any questions or clarifications? Questions, guys?
Wala po ata, sir.
Okay, so if there are no more questions, I'll be moving on. Okay, tell me if you have any questions. Pero I think for now, klaro pa naman siya. So, again, di ba, nalala nyo, sa definition ng taxation, it is an inherent power of the state. Actually, there are 3 inherent powers of the state. Okay? We have the taxing power or the power to tax. This is the power of the state to enforce proportional contribution from its people to fund its projects. The second power is the power to or police power. This is the power of the state to enact the police force to govern and protect its people and its interests. And lastly is we have eminent domain. Okay, so this is I think one of the most scariest powers available. Bakit? What is eminent domain? This is the power of the state to enforce or to take up private property for public use. Okay, again, this is the right of the state to take up private property. Private, ibig sabihin, it belongs to an individual. Okay? For public use. Okay? However, kailangan bayaran ng just payment. Okay. So example, may bahay ka sa Tetuan, plano ng city government na gumawa ng daanan, the government can take your property. Okay? So that it can create a road. The government can purchase your property, okay, for a justifiable amount, and you as a taxpayer and you as a citizen of the Philippines don't have a right, or you cannot counter this. Pwede mong kasuhan sa korte, pero in the long run, you will always lose. Okay. Eminent domain is a very powerful tool of the government. Okay. So if the government would need your property for public purpose, wala kang magagawa but you are forced to sell your property. Okay? Questions on the 3 powers of the state? Okay. Next is the scope of taxation. Ano bang coverage ng taxation? So actually, taxation covers basically everything. So the scope of taxation is that it is supreme, comprehensive, unlimited, and plenary or absolute in nature. So without any restrictions or without any limitations, anything and everything can be taxed by the state. Okay, wala siyang limitation. Since the state has the absolute power to tax, it can actually tax anything. Okay? Kahit sabihin ng state, gusto kong taksan yung hangin, every time you breathe, tataksan kita ng piso. Pwede. Okay? So, however, states cannot do that because of certain limitations. Okay? The government imposes certain limitations on the state para di naman maaabuso yung power to tax. Okay? So what are these limitations? So there are 2 forms of limitations. Number 1 is what we call the inherent limitation, and number 2 is what we call constitutional limitation. So inherent limitation from the word itself is the innate limitation of taxation. Ibig sabihin, this is always and will be present in taxation. Okay? And number 2 is constitutional limitation. These are the limitations stemming from the Philippine Constitution. So there are 5 inherent limitations and there are 16 constitutional limitations. Okay. So I'll discuss the first 5 muna, then let's have a 10-minute break so that the rest can have their dinner kasi it's dinner time na rin. Then after 10 minutes, let's go back and meet up. Okay. So, what are the 5 inherent limitations? So, the 5 inherent limitation is spine. Okay. Spine, ha? So, we have situs, public purpose, international committee, non-delegation, and exemption. So, let's discuss this one by one. Okay. Again, these are the 5 limitations or inherent limitations of taxation. The first one is what we call situs. Another word for situs is territoriality. So what do we mean by situs or territoriality? It means that taxation is only limited and will only be effective in the place or within its territorial jurisdiction. Okay. Anong ibig sabihin nun, sir? What do we mean by territorial jurisdiction? Ibig sabihin, pwede ka lamang mag-tax sa lugar mo. Okay? You cannot tax a country in excess or beyond its borders. Okay. So, di ka pwede mag-tax ng isang bansa lampas sa borders niya. So, you can only tax people or citizens or taxpayers within the purviews of the Philippines. Okay? So, within the Philippines lang talaga. Di ka na pwedeng lumampas or di ka pwedeng sumobra dyan. Okay? Why? Because that would be beyond your situs or beyond your scope. So that is the first inherent limitation of taxation. You can only tax people within your jurisdiction. So if a Filipino is staying outside of the country, you cannot enforce that Filipino to pay taxes, okay? On his income earned outside. Okay. So, any questions muna before we move on?
Wala po, sir.
Wala. Okay. So, excuse me. Next, we have public purpose. Okay, it's very simple. This means that taxes, okay, must only be used for public purpose. Okay, ibig sabihin, bawal gamitin ang buwis for a single individual or a single group of people. Okay, so taxes must be only used for the benefit of the public. Okay, di pwedeng gamitin ang buwis para sa benepisyo ng isang tao or ng isang grupo. Okay, that is what we mean by public purpose. Okay. Next is international committee. Okay, what do we mean by international committee? Taxes, okay, or each country should respect the sovereignty of each other. Okay, so ibig sabihin nito, a country cannot tax another country. Why? Because of international committee. Each country should respect the sovereignty of another. Okay, so di tayo pwede basta-bastang mag-set or mag-buwi sa ibang bansa. Okay? Each country is sovereign and irrespective of each other. Okay? So bawal. Okay? So if if a US embassy is located here in the Philippines, 'di ba? Meron tayo sa Rojas Boulevard, di natin pwedeng taksan yung lugar na 'yon. Okay? Why? Because we can only tax because of the concept of international committee, bawal mag-tax sa mga foreign countries. We respect the sovereignty of each other. Okay? Next is non-delegation. So, what does this concept tell us? Okay. Bawal mag-delegate ng power to tax sa ibang tao. So, what has been delegated cannot be redelegated to another. Okay? So, kapag anong dinelegate sa Philippine government by its people cannot be redelegated to another. Okay? So, this is the concept of non-delegation. Okay? Taxation is only delegated to the Philippine government. Okay? So, therefore, it cannot be delegated. Di mo pwedeng ipagawa yan sa ibang tao. Okay. And lastly, is that the government exemption. Anong ibig sabihin ng exemption? The government is exempt from all forms of taxation. Okay. Actually, the power of taxation is so powerful is that the government can tax itself. However, that would be counterproductive, di ba? Wala siyang makukuha, however, gagasto siya. Okay? So, it would be counterproductive for the government to tax itself. Okay. So, what happens here is that by that virtue, the government would be exempt from taxation, including all of its subsidiaries. Okay? So the government, by that virtue, di natin pwedeng taksan yung gobyerno. Okay? Or di tinataksan ng gobyerno ang sarili niya. Okay. Any questions? Okay.
None po, sir.
Okay. So those
Sir,
are the
tanong ko,
5
sir.
inherent limitations of taxation. So ibig sabihin again, inherent, it is ever present within taxation itself. Okay? So, okay, wait lang ha. Okay. Okay. So, okay. So next is we have constitutional limitations. So again, as I mentioned before, we will have a short break. Okay. You can have your early dinner. We'll have a 10-minute break. It's 6:18. Let's meet 6:28. Okay. Let's have a 10-minute break. Then after 10 minutes, we'll meet back. Okay. So we're almost halfway there. So patapos na rin tayo. Okay. So don't worry. So let's have a 10-minute break. I want everyone to have a rest also kasi gabi na baka kanina pa rin yung klase nyo. Okay? So break rin muna tayo. Nakapag-break na kayo. Okay, so let's continue our discussion. So may question lang si Miss Wong, okay, with regards sa with regards to inherent limitations. So I think yung tanong niya is, ano daw difference ng sovereignty at saka international committee? So actually, if i-check mo siya, it's supposed to be the same. Okay? I'm not sure kung anong point ni Sir Tabag. Okay? However, itong ginagamit nating sources is under kay Sir Rex Banggawan. So I think there are slight differences. However, overall, the same lang yung point. So maybe yung minimin niya, sineparate niya yung sovereignty at saka international committee. However, it still means the same. It means that each nation is sovereign from each other and therefore they are all deemed equal. And therefore, since equal sila, they should treat each other with respect. Okay? Especially when it comes to taxes. Okay? So yun lang naman yung minimin siguro ni Sir Tabag. Okay. Let's now go on to the constitutional limitations. So there are actually 16 constitutional limitations. Okay? So ano ba tong mga constitutional limitations? So I segregated them into 4 groups and created an acronym for each one. Okay? However, acronym ko lang to. Pwede rin kayong gumawa ng own nyo or baka may own rin sina Sir Tabak at saka na sina Sir Rex. Okay? Whatever works for you. Okay? So, depende sa inyo kung anong gusto nyo. Whatever works best, yun ang i-follow na. Yun ang kailangan nyo i-follow. You did not follow my etong acronym ko. Okay? So, what are the constitutional limitations again? These are limitations that are present, okay, in the Philippine Constitution. So first, we have the first 5, due process of the law. Okay, so due process of the law means that each person, okay, should not be deprived of life, liberty, or property without the due process of the law. Ibig sabihin, pag ang gobyerno may reklamo sa'yo or may kaso sa'yo, di lang basta-basta nilang pwedeng kunin yung property mo. Okay? Let's say, the government claims that you failed to pay taxes worth 5 million, di lang nila pwedeng kunin yung pera mo or di nila basta-basta pwedeng harangan or di ka nila pwedeng basta-bastang i-abuse. Okay? So everyone or the courts or the country should follow the due process of the law. Everyone cannot be deprived of life, liberty, or property without the law. Okay? Next is that uniformity rule in taxation. Basic lang to. Everyone is equal within the eye of the law. Regardless kung mayaman ka or mahirap ka, everyone will be taxed. Okay? Everyone should be taxed within the same perimeters. Okay? So, if mayaman ka, yung mga mayayaman will be typically taxed under sa mayayaman and yung mga mahirap will be taxed sa mahirap. However, everyone is still taxed. Okay? It tells us that everyone should be taxed uniformly according to their stature or to their nature. Okay. Number 3, equal protection of the law. No one, again, this is somewhat related to the due process. Okay. If you need protection, okay, the courts, the Philippine government will provide you with the necessary protection so that you will be protected against taxation. Okay, sometimes taxation can be very abusive, that we need protection from it, especially pag kinakasuhan ka due to certain issues. Okay, if you need protection, the government can provide you with the necessary protection through the use of the public attorney's office or through the means provided by the law. So all of us are equally protected within the law. So may systems of check and balances always. Number 4 is that the Philippines employs a progressive system of taxation. Anong sinasabi nito? It means that taxes are progressive in nature. Mas malaki yung kinikita mo, mas malaki yung babayaran mo. So the more you earn, the higher your taxes are. So in the Philippines, it's 0, tapos 20%, tapos 25, 30, 32, 35 ata. So ganun yung schedule natin. Okay. So the Philippines has a progressive system, just like with most countries within the world. Okay. And lastly, we have free worship rule. Okay. Anong ibig sabihin nito? Although it's very, ewan ko bakit siya napasok dito sa tax discussions natin. However, the free worship rule tells us that any person, regardless of stature or or nature, okay, is free to worship any form of religion, God, or system of religion or sect na gusto niya. Okay. Nobody within the Philippines can stop you from worshiping or to worship any kind of God or religion that you want. Okay? So, from Jesus to Allah to Buddha to Bathala, kahit sino pa. Gusto mong sambahan si Thor, pwede. Okay. So the Philippine government does not prohibit anyone from worshiping any form of God or deity that you want, okay, or religion. Okay, so yun ang first 5, Jew pro worse. Saan nanggaling? D-U-E, Jew, pro from progressive, and worse from worship. So that's the first 5, Jew pro worse. Next is we have no pimp reptar. Okay. So nanggaling, so next 4 tayo. Okay. So no pimp reptar. So number 1, non-imprisonment for non-payment of debt. O ito, yung mga mahilig mag-utang, di kayo pwedeng ipreso. Okay? So if you do not have enough money to pay your debt, assuming it is all in good faith, you cannot be imprisoned. Okay? So, non-imprisonment for non-payment of debt or poll tax. Or what's another word for poll tax? Do you know? Poll tax is sedula. Okay. So ano bang itsura ng sedula? Baka meron kasi hindi pa nakakaalam kung anong itsura ng sedula. So what does a sedula look like? Okay. So, sa mga di po nakakaalam, anong itsura ng sedula? Wait ha, let me screen share. Okay. So sedula looks like this. Okay. Nakikita nyo ba? Jeff, nakikita mo?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So,
Yes, sir.
this is what sedula looks like. Okay. So mga di nakakaalam, at least ngayon, alam nyo na yung itsura ng sedula. Okay. So, if you do not pay this, don't worry, di kayo mapropreso. Okay. So this is what we mean by sedula. Okay. So, if you fail to pay your debt or sedula, you cannot be imprisoned. So that's the next constitutional limitation. Number 2, non-impairment of obligations and contracts. So anong ibig sabihin nito? If the Philippine government or any of its subsidiaries enters into an obligation or contract, no tax laws or no form of taxation shall impair the said obligations and contract. Okay. Ibig sabihin, usually taxation reigns supreme. Okay? Usually, taxation reigns supreme. Usually, mataas talaga yung position ng taxation in laws. However, if the Philippines had entered into an obligation or contract, okay, as a government or as a state, okay, the said obligation or contract cannot be impaired. Why? This is to ensure the sanctity of obligations and contracts. Okay? This is to ensure that all forms of obligations and contracts are kept intact. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, once the Philippine government or any of its subsidiaries entered into an obligation or contract and it would have an effect towards taxation, tax laws will not impair the said obligation or contract. Okay? So hindi siya, walang mangyayari, or tax laws cannot have an effect typically in obligations and contracts. This is to keep wholly the effects of obligations and contracts. Okay? Next, number 3, exemption of religious and charitable entities from property taxes. So if you are a religious or charitable entity, you are exempt from property tax. Only ha. So what do we mean by property taxes? This is the real property. So kapag may lupa ka or may building ka, may taxes yan usually. So yung taxes na yun, exempt daw ang mga religious entities. An example is Ateneo. Ateneo typically does not need to pay property taxes on its property in La Purisima, including yun sa, saan ba yun? Ano yung bagong property niya? Sa Lantaka. Okay, these are properties that are exempt from property taxes. And number 4 is non-appropriation of public funds or property for the benefit of a church, sect, or system of religion. So bawal magbigay ng pondo or tulong sa mga reliyon or religious groups. So these are the next 4. This is no pimp reptar. So saan nanggaling yung no pimp? Meron tayong no P o non-payment, imp for the impairment, rep is religious property taxes, and R is appropriation. Okay? So please take note, we have no pimp reptar. Then the third batch is we have educon no di de. Okay. So anong ibig sabihin ng educon no di de? So we have the following 4. Okay. Next 4 is we have exemption of non-stock, non-profit educational institution. Okay. So if you are a non-stock,